It's good to have you with us. We start with this. The licensing of Elon Musk's Starlink is expected to form part of talks between President Cyril Ramaphosa and US counterpart Donald Trump when they meet next week in Washington. Misconceptions about our country's transformation laws are also expected to take center stage at the Oval Office. It follows the recent departure of 49 Afrikaners to the United States under the guise of being refugees who are supposedly being persecuted in South Africa. Here's Newzroom Afrika's Ngcobo with that story.
The only thing standing between Starlink getting an operating license in South Africa is our Electronic Communications Act, which stipulates that licensees must have 30% ownership from previously disadvantaged groups. The satellite company's owner, Elon Musk, has been open about what he terms as race laws and him being discriminated against because he's not black. Musk, who's a senior advisor in US President Donald Trump's administration, is believed to be part of the reason why there are misconceptions about our country's transformation laws.
It's been very concerning for us what we have seen over the last couple of months or so. Initially, we thought it was really just about, wanting investment to come into this country. We thought that we could cooperatively find a way, where companies such as Starlink, and there are many others, by the way, who don't have any problem with the 30%. But it's clear that this is part of what I believe is an agenda that is driven largely by the Democratic Alliance, and I think also some of its reactionary partners. It's no coincidence that as they seek to undermine the ECA, they are also going to court fighting things like the Employment Equity Act.
Communications Minister Solly Malatsi is looking to implement a policy directive which would make it easier for foreign-owned satellite companies to operate in South Africa. This means introducing an equity equivalent program which allows for a multinational to fulfill their triple BEE requirements without handing over ownership. Malatsi adds that he's never met Musk or anyone affiliated with him.
I don't like chasing ghosts. And that means basically, dealing with fabrications. You would know that the court case being referred to was initiated, in the last administration, in the last parliament by my party, the Democratic Alliance. At the end of the day, the equity equivalent programs, as I said earlier, is part of the medium-term development plan, which was adopted by Cabinet, which includes members of the ANC political party that the portfolio committee chairperson comes from. So this notion of trying to personalize this or politicize this in a manner that drives a particular narrative, doesn't hold water at all.
The Association of Communications and Technology says owning a license is not the only avenue available to companies like Starlink, as they could also partner with a South African entity to operate in the country.
Think of your OTTs that are out there, the Googles of this world, the TikToks of this world. Those guys, they don't have a license in South Africa, but they're able to operate in the South African environment, because you'll find that in order for them to deal with government, to deal with certain businesses in South Africa, they need to demonstrate that they have a triple BEE certificate. And the triple BEE certificate will be able to demonstrate that for purposes of ownership, they have what is called an equity equivalent. The equity equivalent, there's a formula to it that DTI prescribes that says it can be either something that you're doing in the community or with people that are black, white women, that kind of thing.
Diko says it's not a coincidence that the Democratic Alliance, which has its minister heading up the country's communications department, having recently challenged the country's employment equity laws, which have been an impediment to Starlink's presence in South Africa.
It's really, really unfortunate that, in our portfolio, the minister there, as his party calls him, is a DA minister. And you can see some of those policies trying to find their way into their portfolio. And I think it's issues that we must remain vigilant about, because unfortunately, the DA has been unmasked in this case. They're even using language like Elon Musk, such as race-based laws. We have no race-based laws in this country. We have transformative legislation that seeks to correct the historical injustice and the very, very serious structural inequalities that continue to exist.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has not only met with Musk in September last year, but also gave him a call after Donald Trump cut foreign aid to South Africa. While the status of the relationship between Musk and Trump now is unclear at this stage, with rumors that there's a rift between the two, a discussion on Starlink is expected to make an appearance during Ramaphosa's visit next week. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Johannesburg.